If you've been struggling with variables, then this video is for you. Hi, my name is Anna. I make Python beginner tutorials. So in my TikTok video, I used a box, not quite this one, but that's just because a variable stores information. Now let us see a variable in action. With a variable, we have to start by naming our variable. That's where we start. We can create a variable, maybe name, and we use the assignment operator, which is equal. It's a single equal sign, and then we're gonna store my name in here. Okay, then we're gonna run the program. First of all, I'm moving into the folder, which is exactly that. So I made a mistake there. Enter. Okay, so now we are inside the folder. Let us run our program. What do you think the output is gonna be? Python and Lillian.py. Enter. Okay, so nothing really happened. Why? Because we just created a variable. We just stored the information like in a box. It's more like opening a box. Oh, there's already something. Okay, let me take this out and show it perfectly fine. It's more like opening a box and putting something inside. Makes perfect sense, right? We didn't say or do anything. So now what do we want? We want to see what this box stores. So we're gonna use the print function. Remember, we used it in the previous video where we introduced programming. So I'm gonna type in print and then name inside the parentheses. Now I'm gonna run my program again. Oh, okay, so it seems that when I print the name of the box, it's the same as me going and opening the box. When I open the box, I'm not going to find the box, but I'm going to find what? I'm going to find what is inside the box. So that is why when we use print, I'm going to redo this. It's print, P-R-I-N-T, and then open parenthesis, and then the name of the box, which is name, and then I am going to see exactly what is inside the box. So what I want you to do, I want you to pause the video, okay, and I want you to store your name exactly like I did. Don't look at what I did. Do it on your own and then come back and be like, oh, okay, if you made mistakes, and then fix those. All right, so now let us store someone else's name. Okay, let me say name, create the same variable name, and then now let us store okay, my other name. Let us store Anita, rather. It's A-N-I-T-A, Anita. And then we don't want to repeat the same mistake. We want to see what the box name stores. This is a little bit tricky, but what do you think is going to be the output? Let's see that now. I'm going to run my program. Enter. Okay, so I see Anna is printed, and then I also see Anita is printed. Okay, so basically that means I stored inside the box my name Anna, and then we printed it, and then in the same box I stored something else again. So I stored something else like this. Why am I saying that? Because basically if you're thinking logically, we were supposed to see on the second print statement, which is number 5, we were supposed to see Anna and Anita, right? But we are seeing only Anita, because remember, at first we stored Anna, then we opened and checked, oh, we have Anna. And then secondly, we came back and stored Anita. Then if I go back inside the box, am I not supposed to find Anna and Anita? Okay, let us see why that is the case. So I'm going to delete this first print statement so we can see exactly what is going on here. Okay, I run my program python.py and the output is Anita. So what is basically happening here is that with variables, if I create a variable named name and I store Anna in here and I go back inside the box and I'm like, oh, okay, we have Anna. So we didn't actually do that, we didn't print inside, right? And then I come back, I want to store something new like Anita. So Anita is gonna override Anna. It's like throw this away and put a new value. Now that same variable, which is name, stores only Anita. That is why when we go back inside the box, we only see Anita, right? So I hope that is very much well understood. Let us delete these. Do exactly this as well. You can stop the video. Maybe let me not delete. Let us comment these lines out, and yes, we will look at what comments do in another video. Okay, just for now, just remember that I'm just excluding those lines. They're not code anymore. Okay, so now we want to store our age, right? Because we can store any data type. So here we were storing strings. Now we want to store numbers. So I can create a variable named age and I'm gonna store my age. Okay, not my age, basically I'm just gonna store 10. It just came up. And then we want to see now what this box called age, what does it store? Okay, so let us run that again. So I'm just using the up keyword, the up key rather, on my PC. Okay, and basically I see what I see 10. All right, so this is an integer. We don't use strings, but you can use strings if you like. You are still going to get the same output. You are still going to get the same output, but because this is just a number, there is no need for the codes. Right, so that's basically it. Let's say that I want to store my first name and my last name. So I already have my name, right? Let me comment these ones out. You just put the hash symbol before it. Okay, so I already have my name. Now I want to store my surname, or rather my last name. So I'm just gonna say nothing much, so I did a mistake there. Let's put the quotes, open quote and then close quotes. Okay, so now we want to print that, we want to see that, so it's print open parenthesis. Okay, so now, okay, I can do this and maybe this. Do you think this is correct? Let's see what the computer thinks. Whoa, it seems like the computer is kind of angry, right? So we see some red and we see some purple. It's not what we expected. We expected Anna M, right? So this is like, okay, we have an error because we see this is highlighted for us. So in coding, even one simple line can cause bugs, which is like something like this, an error, and it's completely okay. This is mostly how we learn. So let us look at this together. This is called a syntax error. Okay, basically if you start reading here, it says invalid syntax, perhaps you forgot a comma. Okay, so logically print name and then just space surname. Basically if I tell you like for example like this and say name, it doesn't make sense, right? We have to have and, so it has to make sense in English, and the syntax wise also it has to make sense, right? Say name, surname doesn't make sense. Say your name and your surname makes perfect sense to me. So likewise, we cannot just put two values together without saying what we want. So there are many ways to solve this problem. We can use a comma like this as the computer specified. Let us see. Run the code again. Okay, perfect. Now we are able to see the name and the surname. Okay, there's also another way of solving this problem. We can put a plus sign. Okay, now run my code again, and okay, it's not very nice. We see the name and we see also squashed together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create space like this, create another plus sign like that. Let us run our program again. Okay, so as you can see, there are so many ways to solve problems, but basically a variable is a name associated with a value. If you're a visual learner, let's take this just a little bit deeper. So we are on Scratch now. We're just gonna go down here to variables. Wow, so we see this block. I'm gonna drag it, set my variable. Okay, so now let me just go to events and drag this one so that I can run my code. Okay, let me run my code. Okay, nothing happens. Okay, so why nothing happens? As we saw here, we just created a variable and we are not showcasing it on the screen. So here we have this show my variable blocks. So I'm gonna drag this one. So after setting it, we want to show the variable. Perfect. So basically just like that. Now we are showing, using the print statement, we are showing the variable logic, right? And then that's basically it. I hope that you have mastered variables today. If you feel like you still need more lessons, you can definitely check out my notes